Hello and welcome to Movie Recap. Buster Moon, a koala, decides to hold a singing competition with a $1,000 prize to save his theater from foreclosure. However, his assistant accidentally adds 2 extra zeros to the flyers. Today we'll recap the story of the 2016 movie Sing. The movie begins with a young koala bear named Buster Moon attending his very first musical event as a child in an animal-controlled animation universe. He is completely captivated by the performance. Buster has taken over the theater where he first saw the play as an adult. However, the business has been poor and the theater is in peril. Miss Crawley, Buster's assistant, notifies him that irate stage staff members are standing outside because their checks have bounced. Buster flees on his bicycle while rushing to the bank. As Buster travels across town, we meet some of the other important characters, including Johnny the gorilla, who is singing to himself in an alley but ducks when he spots the police. His father, gang boss Big Daddy, and his henchmen break out and seize Johnny after they had just stolen goods. Rosita the pig is an overworked mother of 25 piglets and the wife of Norman, who is unaware of how much labor she does or that she enjoys singing. Ash and her boyfriend Lance is a punk music combo with Lance singing lead. He does not appreciate it when Ash sings on her own. Mina the elephant is singing to her grandfather for his birthday somewhere. He admires her singing voice and pushes her to share it with the world. Mike the mouse is a saxophonist who is also greedy and self-centered. He calls out a man who offers him simply a penny and orders him to empty his pockets of everything else. Buster arrives at the restaurant to meet his sheep pal Eddie, whose family has invested heavily in Buster's theater but has been disappointed with the results. Buster believes he has the solution to all of his problems. He plans to host a singing competition at his theater. Eddie disapproves and he and Buster are quickly ejected from the restaurant when Buster brings out sandwiches. Buster has Miss Crawley create competition flyers. Since he doesn't have much money to offer as a reward, he instructs her to publicize a $1,000 reward with a pile of garbage crammed into a treasure chest to make it appear as though it contains prize money. Miss Crawley's glass eye falls out and bounces off the keyboard, forcing the advertisement to state a $100,000 reward. She prints hundreds of flyers but stands next to the fan, forcing it to blow each and every flyer towards the city. Many animals discover the flyers and believe they have a chance at something substantial. The following day, Buster is shocked to find a long line of animals walking along the street in front of the theater. Over 100 animals audition, including Johnny, Rosita, Mike, and Ash. Mina attends an audition, but a severe case of stage fright causes her to cancel. Buster ultimately chooses Johnny, Mike, and Ash as solo acts, while Rosita is coupled with another pig named Gunter. Then Buster discovers that Miss Crawley offered a $100,000 reward and he panics while attempting to maintain the illusion that the chest contains a great deal of money. The animals begin practicing for the performance. Buster provides them with a list of suitable tracks. Johnny discovers that he must play the piano, while Ash is displeased to receive a list of cheesy pop tunes because she's a teenager. Mina returns after her grandfather urged her to re-audition. She brings Buster a cake and discovers him attempting to connect an extension cord to a nearby building after the electricity has been cut off by the electric company. Since Mina is too timid to want a second opportunity, Buster guesses that she wishes to join the stage crew. She accepts, and when Mina gets home, she discovers that her mother has informed all of her acquaintances that she made the show. A bank representative named Judith visits the theater to warn Buster to settle his accounts or the bank will seize the building. Buster visits Eddie and requests that he solicit financing for the theater from his grandmother, the famed entertainer Nana Noodleman. Eddie is hesitant to approach Nana, but Buster accompanies him to persuade her to invest in the theater. Nana believes Buster's performances have wrecked the theater, but he never gives up trying to change her mind. Aside from rehearsals, the other animals cope with their own problems. Ash desires to compose an original song, but Lance doesn't encourage her to do so. Ash subsequently discovers Lance working with another female porcupine named Becky, forcing her to evict him. Mike feels so convinced that he will win the prize that he takes out a loan in order to purchase a flashy car in order to impress a female mouse. They enter a nightclub where Mike is competing with 3 large bears. One of the bears discovers Mike's cheating and pursues the mouse, only to lose him as he flees the club. During practice, Johnny is expected to serve as a getaway driver for Big Daddy and his gang while they attempt to steal gold. Johnny attempts to use his spare time to attend rehearsal, but when he tries to return, he causes traffic congestion by causing a car accident while racing to the theater. Big Daddy and his children are apprehended. Later, Johnny sees his father in prison and says that he was practicing for the performance and that he would rather be a singer than a member of his father's gang. Big Daddy becomes enraged and disowns Johnny. Johnny sneaks into the theater at night and attempts to take the treasure chest, believing he can use the money to bail out his father. However, he stops when he sees his own audition sheet and discovers that Buster described him as a natural vocalist. Johnny acts as if he simply needed more piano lessons when Miss Crawley enters the room. Buster enlists Mina's assistance. In preparing the set for a preview, he will perform for Nana. They obtain water from a water tower and utilize krill to create a light show. Nana arrives and is impressed with the performance thus far. However, the three bears locate Mike in the theater and threaten to eat him up unless he pays them. Mike informs the bears that the treasure chest contains the money. The primary bear shatters the chest, exposing Buster's trash but no cash. His deception is revealed to the other animals, but the situation worsens when the water tank cracks, leading the entire theater to be flooded and ultimately destroyed. The bank now owns the remaining portions of the theater. Buster becomes despondent. The animal cast visits Eddie's residence, where Buster is staying, in an attempt to cheer him up, but he has given up and declared himself a failure. Buster and Miss Crawley establish a car wash business. Eddie steps in to assist him. Buster subsequently overhears Mina singing Hallelujah alone, where the theater once stood. Buster formulates a new plan after being inspired and revitalized by her singing. Buster calls the animals in order to continue the performance. Mike abandons the competition when he discovers that there would be no prize money. They construct a stage in the remains of the theater and invite the animals as families to attend, but only Rosita and Mina's families show up. Rosita and Gunter begin the performance with a dance to Shake It Off. Rosita's children are ecstatic and Norman is so surprised that he rushes up to stage to kiss his wife. Next, as more people arrive, Johnny performs I'm Still Standing on the piano and sings. Big Daddy is astounded by his son's singing from prison. He instantly flees to see Johnny, prompting a citywide search for Big Daddy. Ash begins to perform her original song, but Judith interrupts and tells everyone to leave. Ash proceeds to perform Set It All Free, which Lance watches from his home. Ash becomes so involved in her performance that she sprays quills into the audience. After re-emerging from hiding, the audience goes wild for this new rock star, and even Judith is moved to allow the show to continue for the time being. Mike sees the show on television and decides to prove to the audience that he is superior. As the police helicopters pass overhead, he performs a soulful performance of My Way at the theater, nearly lifting Mike into the air. As he swings on the microphone cord, he gets to finish the song with a flourish, but the bears see the performance and head to the theater to get him. Big Daddy has arrived at the cinema and has seen Johnny. Big Daddy then voluntarily returns to prison. Mina is quite anxious until Buster persuades her to go. She begins her rendition of Don't You Worry About a Thing, timidly before unleashing a voice that left Mike's jaw on the floor. Eventually, Mina closes the song by physically bringing down the house, as her impassioned conclusion forces a portion of the remaining structure to partially collapse. The bears arrive and nearly devour Mike before the woman Mouse arrives to save him. Nana, who has been in the crowd the entire time, sees Buster and applauds among the other audience members. She finally provides funds to Buster so they can repurchase the theater and remodel it to be much larger and better. That's all for today. Hope you all liked our video. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of our incredible videos. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one.